Hi everybody, welcome back to Bring Life Indoors. It's Moira here. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're doing well and having yourself a beautiful day. It's late. I hope the lighting is good. I don't like doing late night videos because really the lighting tends to be very horrible. But nonetheless, I hope it's not that bad. Is it? I hope it's not that bad. I really do hope it's not that bad. Let's just see something. Anyway, you can see me. That's all that matters, I guess. And you can see my plant. So I've been putting off this spider plant for the longest of time. It's pot bound, and it's Jonathan's spider plant. Yeah, one of my babies which I propagated years ago for my son, and it has in turn given us so many babies around the house. We've harvested so many babies from it, but I've put it off for so long. I've put it in this pot for years now, and you can see it's not growing so it's not growing so nicely anymore because it's pot bound. But what is doing is continuing to give me babies, but up here there's not much foliage. And I know it's because of the situation it's in right now. It's pot bound, so I'm going to try and remove it from this pot. It's really stuck, and give it a bigger pot with more room to grow, you know. So I don't want to break this pot. I love this pot. I really don't want to break it. I've been in situations before where I had a pot, where I had a pot bound plant, and I couldn't take it out of the pot, and I ended up having to crush it on the ground. And I don't want that with this one. So yeah, I gave it water yesterday. So what I've been doing, I've been growing it as, look at that. That is bad, Moira. That's bad. Yeah. So what I've been doing is, I'll fill up water. I'll give it water up until I can see that it's full to the rim, and I'll leave it because I knew that there's no longer soil down there. So you're basically dealing with you know. Yeah, you get what I mean. So I watered it yesterday. There's still water in there, so this will carry it for like a week, and we'll be back there where it's dry again, and I'll fill it up again with water, and I'll leave it like that. And it's been fairly happy, no issues. But it's really, let me do this, it's really now time to move this plant, and allow it to flourish, because it's just happy, but it's not flourishing. You know, it can do better than what it is doing, because, you know, but it can't even do that because it's pot bound. So we're gonna give it more room to grow. I'm not gonna bother trying to do anything to these roots. They will find their way to the soil. I'm just gonna take it as it is and put it in soil. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. So, but I love how happy it is, even though we don't have much foliage or much growth happening up here. It's happy. It's happy. No brown tips, no this, no that. So exactly, did you see what I just did? I took it as it is. I mean, this is all roots. This is all roots. Can you see that? That's all roots. Obviously, it's the soil that you just touched in the other pot. This is all roots. So I'm going to take it just as it is, and trust nature to take its course. Sometimes we underestimate these things. They know exactly what to do in the right environment. So don't stress yourself. And then I'm going to, yeah, I think I might have to reduce the soil for it to go a little bit in. I think I put too much soil in here. So there you go. Now we are a bit lower, which is good. So I'm just gonna, just the old soil on the top, I'm gonna just loosen it a bit into the pot, not throwing it out, into the pot, just loosen it up a bit, into the pot, like that. That's all I'm gonna do, like that. And then, now, then I'm gonna top it up with fresh new soil. It's gonna be happy in here, it's gonna love life, and it's gonna flourish. I'll give you an update as to how it's doing. Keep you updated on it. But it's something I've put off for the longest of time. But you know, I've been at peace with it because I knew it's not struggling. I knew it's not you know, it's as long as I don't let it dry out, all is well. And I've been keeping up with my watering. Basically, you can say it went from growing in soil to water propagation, growing in water. Yeah, that's what happened. It went from growing in soil to growing in water. I just want to grab my chopstick that I can push the soil in. Okay, just to make sure that it went in there. And I love this pot. It's nice and it's a right size for it, and it's not deep. It's a bit shallow, which is nice. And I'm sure it's gonna live for long in here again. And unlike the other one, this one didn't have a drainage hole. This goes for sure that you can grow your plants in pots without drainage holes. You just need to know how to water them safely and not overwater them, that they don't get root rot. So, but this one has a drainage hole. So yeah, it's gonna live in here again for the next few years until we have to up the pot again. I'm just making sure that the soil goes in there. There's no air bubbles. You won't believe my dog. I don't know if your dogs do the same. I've got Zoe right at my feet, eating the soil that's falling off the table. Can you believe it? Anyway, that's my Zoe. Zoe, stop it. So, I'm just making sure that there's no air bubbles. Can you hear her? Those nibbles? Or just me? Okay. I think I managed to tuck in the soil in there. Okay, let's do this. And then we're going to take our cloth. When you are working on a granite top, be careful when you hit your, you know, because I like to knock my pots down like this to make sure that, you know, the soil is, you know, it's settled in well. Be careful when you do it on a granite table, because you can break your pots, or you can even damage your top. So always do it on a cloth, so, or a paper towel of some sort. But nonetheless, I'm done. I don't know if it's scented, and I'm not gonna worry about that now. Though, knowing myself, I don't like plants that are not scented. I really don't. I'm just removing the leaves that are damaged while I damaged them. They were not damaged. I mean, look how beautiful these are. I damaged them while I was doing this, so I'm just going to go ahead and take them off. It's not completely in the middle, but it's somewhat in the middle. I want to see if I can move it. Sometimes if you can tip it to the side a bit like that, because it's just slightly off, it's not completely off, it comes back to where you want it to be. Just gonna put a bit more soil, so yeah, that helps. That helps. So we're gonna add a little bit, because I see there's roots exposed. I don't want the roots to be exposed. You want to make sure that you've covered your roots. And we remove whatever we need to remove, like, you know. I love spider plants. I find them easy. You know, these are easy plants. Growing up, these were, you know, some of the plants I saw growing up, you know, they're easy. Most households had them. My grandmother had them. My mom had them. So they're easy. They're very easy to grow. They don't have issues. I find them easy to grow. So I'm not going to remove these babies. I've seen a trend on Instagram, which I'm not sure if I want to try. People are they're staking this up. They're taking a stake and they stake this up like that. But I think I love mine trailing. I'll show you how they look in Jonathan's room, the way they over the shelf. I put it on top of the shelf, and I'll show you how it looks. But that's it from me for today. I'm gonna give it water. I need to, because the soil it went in is dry, so I'm definitely gonna water it and leave it alone. I don't know, or maybe I should leave it because I gave it water yesterday. It's a tough one. No, but I need to give it water because these roots are gonna get shocked. And yeah, let me give it a sip, okay? And then we'll come back. Or I'll just get my watering can and I'll water it over this big mama thing. So yeah. Okay, let me get my watering can. This one here. This is the one I keep in the kitchen. All right. So we're gonna put you back here, my friend. Hope I didn't break any babies. Now this is gonna look lush and full now. It's gonna begin to grow nicely, you know. So I'm just gonna give it a sip of water to say, hello, you are in soil now. And, see, once there's water coming at the bottom, then I'll stop. Yeah, there's water coming out of the water, is it? Yeah. And we can stop. There we go. We're gonna let it drain completely out, and I'm gonna take it to my son's room, and I'll show you where it sits and how it hangs, and why I say I love the babies on it. And it's a very nice, it's a beautiful look. Unless if I'm trying to propagate more spider plants for other areas of my house, I really leave them on. Anyway, let me clean up here and I'll show you where it stays. So this is where it goes, right here. Right here. That's where it goes. How beautiful is that? That's where it goes. It, you know, I love how it looks. I love everything about it. Alrighty, that's me from me for today. I'm glad I was able to repot that ridiculously pot bound. I mean, that is super root bound spider plant. but I have no doubt it's gonna take off well and enjoy its new big pot, which it can spread its roots in nicely without any lack of space or soil. But nonetheless, it's been fun. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know what you think of this.